CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Lauren Pastrana, and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Let's take a look at today's top stories. Right off the top, a dangerous drive in Fort Lauderdale after a Jeep rams into a home. CBS News Miami's Joan Murray has the details.
The word neighbors use to describe what happened here Monday morning is crazy. It all happened here on Southwest 36th Avenue. Take a look. You can see the damage from what this car caused. So here is what we are told by Fort Lauderdale Fire Rescue. This morning, a woman who lived down the block left her house. Then she went out of control on the curb in front of this home, went through the yard into the back, narrowly missed a pool, and then crashed into the home, causing severe damage. We understand that that home is actually an Airbnb rental and that the people had only checked out yesterday. We talked to neighbor Bill Crowley, who described what it looked and sounded like in the morning.
I heard a couple of crashes, and then I heard a loud boom. I looked out my window and seen a lime green Jeep go flying by through my neighbor's house into her back rooms.
The owner of the Airbnb said he is grateful that no one was injured. He does have insurance, but he is hoping that the driver's insurance will cover all this damage and he will be able to make the necessary repairs. In Fort Lauderdale, Joan Murray, CBS News Miami.
Always alerting, always tracking. This is Next Weather.
Taking a live look outside, it is warm now, but could we expect a big change? Next Weather meteorologist Cindy Pressler joins us now with a look ahead. And is there a cool down in our future, Cindy? It is
Yes,
hot.
there is, Lauren.
Good.
Yeah, you said you were putting up Christmas lights this morning and sweating because it's just too warm for this time of the year, right? Well, right now it is 85, or now it's down to 84, but it was 85 degrees last hour. That is our high so far today. Even with these clouds, these kind of filtering in, but it's the west-southwesterly flow that brings in the heat, and after a very warm weekend, both days we tied the record high. I don't think we're going to see a record today, but changes are coming. Hang on, we've got some cooler air that will arrive. We've got the first batch coming in tomorrow, and then the really cool air doesn't get here until Thursday. So 2 cold fronts on the way this week. I don't think we're going to see much rain out of them. Both of them kind of weak as far as moisture, so nothing really to work with, but maybe by Sunday we'll see that chance for rain. Cooler breeze for a few days, and then it warms up this weekend as those winds turn back around to the south again, and I think that is going to be our best chance for rain. So right now it's 84 degrees in Homestead, Miami, 81 degrees up at Fort Lauderdale, the Keys. Look at this, pretty nice, 79 degrees at Marathon, 83 at Key West. We've got some clouds out there. The frontal system, it's a cold front. It is sliding southward, and again, look at this, really no moisture to work with, so just a few clouds out ahead of it. We've got that southwesterly flow, but we've got another front. This is the one that's going to bring the really cool air. It'll take a couple of days to get down here, but as it does so, it'll also bring drier air to boot. So yes, it'll drop the humidity. This comes in tomorrow. Lower humidity, a little bit cooler, but that main front, look at this. This will bring in some of the coolest air of the season so far, so that'll be pretty amazing. So far, our coolest temperature has been 59 degrees. That was last month, but we're expecting a low of 57 coming up by Thursday morning. So 2 frontal systems, really not much of a chance for rain, but it'll change the wind direction back to the north again. High pressure will take over, so Wednesday and the Thursday, kind of a chilly start, but really temperatures dropping into the 50s, and that lower humidity, that's what's going to feel so nice. Kind of get us back to the holiday spirit and the holiday feel to the air. So here is your forecast. Look for a high tomorrow around 84 degrees. Dry Wednesday, but notice the big difference. Low 57 degrees Thursday morning, plenty of sunshine, so it's dry, cooler air. Then it begins to warm up again. We'll head back to the 80s by this weekend, and Sunday, a 40% chance for showers and maybe even a thunderstorm.
Cindy, thank you. A deadly shooting in southwest Miami-Dade leaves police questioning a mother and son. CBS News Miami's Jacqueline Quinn breaks down what we know so far.
Nothing really happens in this neighborhood. It's like really quiet.
Anthony Hernandez woke up to a street packed with police cars.
It's literally Christmas is around the corner, and then this stuff happens, and you're thinking like, wow, like this is like the worst timing.
We spoke with him as he found out that one of his neighbors had been shot to death. Miami-Dade Police Detective Andre Martin says the shooting happened just after 9:30 on Sunday night.
Units on scene made contact with a mother and son within that residence who explained that there was a dispute between the victim and the mother.
That's when police say the 23-year-old son tried to stop the fight.
Once the son intervened, shots were fired.
That is, both of them were shooting at each other. The 46-year-old father ended up getting hit. When emergency crews got to the scene, they took him to Jackson South Medical Center, but he later died.
So yeah, me and my friends were just hanging out here in the backyard, and we heard about like 10 shots go off. So we ran inside, saw like a little bit of smoke going up in the air, and in about like 10 minutes, the cops were here.
And we later saw a car with multiple bullet holes being towed away from this home at 29790 on Southwest 161st Court.
To hear that something happened like that, and it's just crazy. Like, you just be sleeping one minute, then next thing you know, wake up and you're like, oh, someone got murdered.
That was Jacqueline Quinn reporting from Southwest Miami-Dade. The search is on to find the people who burglarized a North Miami-Dade jewelry store. Take a look at this surveillance video. This happened at 75th Avenue and Northwest 186th Street. According to police, 2 men were seen leaving the business. The owner tells us he lost around $800,000 worth of jewelry and another $80,000 in cash. The crooks also took a safe. If you know anything about this case, you're asked to call Miami-Dade police. A former U.S. ambassador in court today after being arrested in Miami, accused of spying for Cuba's government for more than 40 years. Authorities arrested 73-year-old Manuel Rocha on Friday after a long-running FBI counterintelligence investigation. Rocha served as a top U.S. diplomat in Argentina and ambassador to Bolivia. Now to the Israel-Hamas war. Israel says it's expanding its ground assault against Hamas, leaving little room for safety in Gaza, where more than 130 Israeli hostages are still trapped. This comes as U.S. military deployed to the region, forced to respond to drone attacks. CBS News Miami Chanel Call reports from New York.
This baby was born on the second day of the Israel-Hamas war. Now, 2 months old, he's among the injured in southern Gaza. We left the north and came here to the south, just like they asked, this father says. But this is what we found in the south. Almost no place in Gaza is safe. Israel says it's expanding its ground war against Hamas, telling those who evacuated northern Gaza to now leave parts of the south as well.
IDF forces have almost totally dismantled 2 Hamas brigades in northern Gaza in intense fighting, and we are working to dismantle the Hamas terror machine in the southern Gaza Strip too.
Doctors and paramedics at Al Ali Baptist Hospital are struggling to treat patients, including many children, after Israeli strikes in Gaza City. I don't know who's still alive and who's passed away, this man says. As the war wages on, an escalation in the region involving the U.S. Sunday, an American destroyer responded to 3 separate drone attacks on commercial ships in the Red Sea.
We have every reason to believe that these attacks, while they were launched by the Houthis in Yemen, were fully enabled by Iran.
National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan says Iran supplied the weapons and is ultimately responsible for the attacks. Chanel Call, CBS News.
Stay with us. We'll have more news when we come back. Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Now to the Fins on CBS Miami. The Dolphins are now 9-3 on the season for the first time since 2001. Impressive. Miami dominated the Washington Commanders on Sunday. Quarterback Tua Tagovailoa threw for 280 yards and 2 touchdowns to Tyreek Hill. Miami beat the Commanders by a final score of 45-15, and Tua says this is a focused group of Fins.
I think everyone is locked in. I think everyone is starting to handle their job, not more seriously, but everyone's starting to do a little more. You see guys staying a little longer, watching film together. You're starting to see a lot of guys staying out on the field a little longer as well. So everyone knows that we can do something special this year, and like no one on our team is trying to waste that opportunity.
Up next, Miami will take on the Tennessee Titans a week from today on Monday Night Football at Hard Rock Stadium. And Art Week is here as we ramp up to it. Today, a new exhibit was unveiled in Opelika. It's called Garden of Humanity. It's the newest work by contemporary artist Juan Roberto Diago de Ruthi. It features a 6-foot bronze sculpture named after the goddess of the living ocean. Curator James Brazil tells us a little more about the exhibit.
The Yemaya sculpture is a goddess of the Middle Passage, and as it's presented here in an actual reflecting pond of water, in which it invites you to interact with its ocean spirit, and the ocean spirit is activated by viewing the installation itself and walking in the water, and the ripples of your feet as it hits against the sculpture and returns, and it creates an intimate space for you as the visitor to experience the Yemaya sculpture.
Garden of Humanity is part of the Art of Black in Greater Miami and Miami Beach series of events. And Art Week means big business, heavy traffic, and creativity just everywhere you turn. And CBS News Miami has your ticket to the big events all week long. Our big coverage kicks off today at the Art Week kickoff party. Naja Sherman has your invite starting live at 7. On Tuesday and Wednesday, Lisa Petrillo takes you inside the VIP events. Art Miami gets underway on Tuesday, and Art Basel's exclusive preview is on Wednesday. And Thursday, Lisa takes you to the event known as Art of Black and Soul Basel. See what's on display inside the historic Hampton House. And on Friday, a look at the art everywhere across South Florida that you and your family can explore. And if you just can't get enough of Art Week, we hope you'll join Lisa on Wednesday at 6:30 for an Art Week special on the CBS News Miami stream. You can find it on cbsmiami.com, the CBS News app, Pluto TV, and your favorite streaming platform. The power of CBS News Miami and the CBS News Miami stream is always at your fingertips. Again, we're on Pluto TV, and of course, it is all free. Or you can find us on your favorite streaming device with the CBS News app. Then simply click on CBS News Miami. And that's your CBS News Miami Quickcast. I'm Lauren Pastrana. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS Miami.